Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. In the last video we were doing the coolant on this bike, changing the coolant, and now we're going to do the forks, so servicing the front forks. And yeah, so I'm gonna start to work right now. One thing is I have to do before is I have to turn the bike around because it's obviously not too comfortable working against the wall. So let me just turn the bike around and then I keep on going. Wait, actually I could just do it like... Alright, much better. Okay, let's start working. So I'm going to start unbuilding the forks. I guess nobody needs a tutorial on this. Everyone knows how to unbuild forks. So yeah, I'm just gonna speed up that process a little bit. Let the camera run, but I'm just gonna speed it up a bit so that it's not too boring. Oh God, those screws are not meant to be that tight. 17. What's up here with the front wheel axle? You need a 17mm Allen key here to open this, and I don't have any here, so I just found this here is a spark plug tool. So one side is 17, the other side is 20. So usually it should fit right in there. I'm gonna take a 20mm wrench on the other side, and that should do the job. Yeah, it works. I'm not super well equipped here because I got a bunch of different stands for motorbikes, but they're all at my work right now. So I'm missing a few things. So this one is usually good to remove forks. The problem is it's not high enough. So let's see if this works. Yeah, well, it looks good. I don't know how dodgy this is, but it seems to be okay. Oops, okay. Alright, that's it. Forks are out completely. I'm probably gonna make that video in 2 days because first it's Sunday evening, I have to work tomorrow morning and it's quite late already. And second is that since the bike was standing a little bit for a few years, there's a bit of rust on the fork tubes here. So I like to polish them, and for this I need to bring them to work tomorrow. So what I'm gonna do tonight is I'm gonna unbuild everything completely. I'm just gonna leave everything upside down all night, so that the oil completely comes out. And I'm gonna take those two tubes here to work tomorrow, put it in the turning machine, and actually just polish them with a sanding paper like this. And yeah, and then tomorrow evening after work I just come back and I just put everything back together. So alright, so one thing I forgot to tell you and I forgot to do myself is I forgot to loosen the top cap here before taking the forks out, because once the forks are out, unless you get the proper clamp for it, so in this case 43mm, there's no way that you can hold the forks and then just unscrew the top cap on top. So what I did here, I just put the forks back in the lower triple tray, and I just tightened those two screws here. Make sure you leave a bit of a distance here to not clamp the thread of the top cap, otherwise you will never be able to open it. So leave a bit of a distance, just slide it in like 40mm or something, tighten those two screws, and then you can just go and just open your top cap. Obviously I unblocked it before, it was a bit more tight than this, but now it's loosened, so now I can take my forks out again and keep on going. And if you pay good attention and you wonder why my setup here with the stand and everything changed a little bit, is because, I don't know, maybe I'll show you this at the end of the video, but one thing I can tell you is like, never trust an eBay stand like this. Okay, so once you got the forks out, what you want to do is you want to unscrew your top cap here completely, and then so for me now in my case I would like to know how much preload is on the spring when it's all the way back. So this screw here is completely out, so that preload adjuster here is all the way out. So I'm on 0 right now, and I would like to know how much preload I have for this particular cartridge system here. Is you want to measure the preload, like you can measure the preload here like forks which have no no cartridge actually. You see that it's insane. There's way too much preload on this thing. So if I'm holding this all the way up and then measure from the top of the tube till right under my top cap here, I'm on 23 millimeters, and there's no chance that this is original. So someone was already playing with this. You can also tell the progressive part of the spring is fully compressed, and 23 millimeters preload on the spring with all on zero, like this is the minimum it can be, is in my opinion way too much. It's really unfortunate that I forgot to measure the sag on the bike, because probably there's not enough. Like I was testing the forks before, and it's like nothing happened, like they were really hard, and yeah, I was already guessing that something is wrong with this, but yeah. Anyway, so they were leaking anyway, so now I'm opening and doing a service anyway, and I'm gonna just check all of this, what's going on. So now I'm gonna open it. I'm probably gonna have a hell of a time because there's no holes here to pull it down, so I'm gonna try to do it per hand and remove that top cap with so much preload. So I'm gonna try to hold it like this, and all I have to do is a 14 millimeters nut in this, and I have to try to reach it. Alright, that's it. Now I need to grab the 17 millimeters and to open this one here on top. It's all a bit too high for me right now, but that should do the job. Okay, that's it. So it's open now. I can continue per hand. Okay, there you go. So I'm gonna take that spring out. There's another washer here. There's actually two washers. Oh yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna take that spring out here. You wanna give it wanna shake it a little bit so that there's not too much oil coming with it. And then drop it in the bucket. That's it. Yeah, you wanna empty it. You wanna pump it a little bit so that there's more oil coming out. Okay, so now you want to unscrew this one here at the bottom. So it's either way, everything is going to be spinning or it's going to drop. If it spins inside, if your cartridge system is spinning inside, what I can recommend is either way you can pull on it, pull on the cartridge system a little bit, that it stops it from spinning, or if it's not working, push it all the way in and press on it. Okay, that's it. So now it seems to be out. Yeah, that's it. Oops. Screw is out. So now I can take my cartridge system out. What's very important and what you don't want to lose for this special cartridge here is that part here, which is at the bottom here. You don't want to lose this. And once you're rebuilding the forks, you don't want to forget to put it back in before. You can empty more the oil which is in there. Always pump it a bit like this to empty the rest of the oil which is in there. I'm not going to be cleaning all of those parts tonight because it's already a bit late. I just want to get those tubes out so that I can take them to work tomorrow. Alright, so then you want to take your dust cap here off, like this. Then there's a little clip in here. Whoa, just splash my face. Here's the clip, and now there's your seal. So now for some of the forks you can just take the tubes out like this, depending on what sort of bushes are in there. But for some you can't. So like this one. So either way it works. Like either way it's easy and it works to just smash it out like this. You can test it quickly. I might just put this one in here because sometimes it's just spraying and I don't want to be under the dirty oil rain. Oh, see, this one is very easy. Yeah, if it's not going out that easily and you feel straight away that it's not going to work, what you want to do is you want to make this part here a little bit warm. So either way with a heat gun, with a flame, but the flame is maybe not the best solution. It's what I use, but it's not the best for the paint. But like with a heat gun, just make it a little bit hot, so it's gonna make everything a bit softer inside, and then it's much easier to get it out. Alright, so what you got here is you got your seal here, oil seal, then you got washer, then you got those two bushes here. As you can see, this one here is a bit golden here. Oh, on the other side it's even worse. So if you wipe it off a little bit, then you can see that coating here is actually completely gone. So on this side it's kind of still there, it's kind of dark gray, and here it's getting a bit gold. And if you see that they're like this, then you can just take them off and change them straight away. Just squeeze a screwdriver in here, and then twist it a bit and push this one out. Just like this. Just take this one out, and then all the rest is free to go out like this. Now, don't need to be gentle with that seal because I'm not gonna put it back in. So that's it. So yeah, there you have it. Now I have the tube. That's all I wanted to have tonight. So I'm gonna be doing the same on the other side, and the rest is gonna stay like this overnight. And I'm gonna be coming back tomorrow evening. I'll bring those ones here to work so that I can polish them. You see like this. Probably, I don't know if it's possible to see it on the camera, but it's not very nice. Like it's like glossy on some spots and then matte on some other places. It's a bit scratched up and got some rust on it. So I'm gonna be polishing this at work tomorrow, so that it's gonna look pretty much new again, except for the little holes from the rust. But I mean, there's nothing I can do about this except buying new ones, and I'm not gonna buy new ones. Yeah, and then tomorrow evening I'll come back after work and clean up everything and then reinstall everything. So I'm gonna make the rest of the video. Probably James will be around, so then he can help me filming, so it's gonna make my life a little bit easier. And yeah, that's it. So I think I'm gonna take my glove off quickly, and yeah, I'm gonna do the other side and get everything ready, go home, get some sleep, and we see each other again, probably in the same video, but for me tomorrow. Bye bye. Alright. Back at the shop, it's the next day now, everything is cleaned. Just polish the tubes here, look at that. If you want, you guys can say hi to James. Hi James. Hello.
Hello everybody.
Alright, let's keep on rebuilding everything. Some grease inside of here. And put the new bushes on here. Ta-da. That's it. Okay, one thing I said before which you have to check is that little part here which is going underneath the cartridge kit. If you put it in the tube like this here, and if it's not going through, then it's important to put it in before you put the forks back together. If it is going through like it is now, then it's not really important, then you can put it on top afterwards. So so what I like to do, James is just talking shit on the side, and it's just gonna disturb me from my beautiful video here. Okay, just put some oil here on this, like this, and you can already put those two tubes back together. You can do this on the other side too. This one on, some oil, slide this back in, that's it. Alright, so next you have to put that second bush. Are they called bush then, if they're called bushes?
I guess so, yeah.
Well, that second one here. Just drop it on top here. Then there's the washer, which is coming back on top. Then you need a little part of a plastic bag here, which I just cut. Just wrap this thing around here. Then you can grab your new seal. You have a bit of fat in there. You can put a bit of oil also. That's it. A bit of oil on top here, and then you're gonna slide the seal back onto the forks like that. The plastic is just that it's not cutting the lip of that seal inside, so you won't even see it, but then it's just gonna be pissing all over the place. Now actually I forgot to do something again. So now that's when you need some special fork tools. So I have like this little things here which are like pretty cheapy tools to put the seals and the bushes in place. Can you see? Yeah, okay. And I got those ones here, so you do need to get some of that tools. Like if you don't have that, maybe you can just get a tube or something from the Home Depot which will fit the diameter, and just cut it in half and just try to hammer everything in with this. But I mean, proper tool is a bit better. That's it. You first want to press the bushes and the washer in first, not together with the seal, because otherwise it might be a little bit too hard and you might damage the seal. So now that this is in, you just put some grease around the seal here, put it in, put your tool back on it, put this one back on. That's it. Just hammer the seal in there. Pretty much done. Now you take that clip here. It's really not focusing. Anyway. Put the clip back in. Need a little screwdriver. There's nothing here. Just gonna grab that. That's it. You have to make sure that it's really in. All good. And you take the dust seal, put it back on top of this, squeeze it in, and you're good to go. Finished. So now I'm gonna be doing the same on the other side. And we can put the cartridge back in. Alright, so shut up. James is
whistling coldly.
Alright, so now that part here has to go on top of the cartridge here. So like that. It's never freaking focusing. That's it. Like this. Put this back in. And this has to stay there. So what I like to do is I actually grab the forks the other way around and I just put it the other way around inside like this. Just slide the cartridge in. Push it all the way to the top. You probably can't see what I'm doing. That's it. And then flip it again. And now it's in place. Because if you just drop it in like this, it's probably not going to be at the right place, and then you're going to have a hell of a time to close everything. That's my technique. Now let's put the screw back in. Put the new washer. I think they're called washer. Okay, I'm gonna tighten it. Only see my face right now. I'm just filming my face. So now, as you can see, you can't separate those tubes anymore because of the top out spring in there, which is blocking everything, so that's good. So now let me do the same on the other side. I have a nice view on James's ass right now. I think he must be freezing his ass crack in that shop.
That's got a nice hairy coating.
Say hi to James. James in the background. Now let's put everything back together. Now that the cartridge is back in, you want to put this little stick here, which is to adjust your rebound. You want to put this back in. Just test it, like press on it and see there should be a little spring at the bottom. So if it springs back like this, it's working properly. This nut here has to be all the way down. Can drop everything back in. Now it's time to fill up some oil, fresh oil on this. So if you're not sure about what oil and the amount of oil you're supposed to use, just check the specs of your bikes. Now it's a bit shitty how I'm doing this because it's too high for me and I can't see what I'm doing, so I'm going to put this one back down a little bit. That's it. What I like to do to make the process a little bit faster is like to pull this one out a bit, put your hand on it, and then press it down a little bit like this. Do this a few times, and then there's already oil coming into your cartridge system, so that makes it a little bit faster, a little bit easier to empty the air afterwards. Okay, so now you see that the level is going down. Put some more oil. Now there's usually like a special tool you can have to screw on top of this one here, which makes it easier. But I mean, it's long enough so that I can grab it with my fingers. And what you want to do is you want to pump this one quite a few times till you feel like there's no more air inside. So at the beginning you won't have any damping. James is just breaking carbs in the back.
I'm not breaking them, forcefully persuading them.
So yeah, just pump this a few times till you feel like there's no more air in the system. Like you're gonna feel like it's just like working all the way up and all the way down. You got your rebound and your compression. It's all good. You can also see inside if there's no more air bubble, then it's all fine. It's usually working quite fast, so that's okay now. It's good for me. Now you can put it all the way back in, and now you want to see to top up the right amount of oil that you need. So in my case, I don't know how much volume is in there, but I know that I want to go like 120 millimeters from the top here. So I'm just gonna do it old school. Just stick a measuring tape in there till I got the proper measurement. So I go to 140. Okay, and I want my oil to be then on 20 millimeters. Now I'll have my 120. That's it. So now I got my 120 millimeters. So I got the proper amount of oil. I mean, it's what I want to put in. I don't know if it's the proper specs, but it's what I want to do. So that's it. Not respecting rules in French, you know. Not doing rules. I'm gonna drop the springs back in. The springs. Oh. Okay. So now you want to try to keep this one up. Yeah, usually you really have you have a tool on top here to hold it, and it's a bit of a tricky situation now without that tool. Anyway, so you want to put that little washer here back on top of the spring. Then you want to put your spacer for the preload back on top. Now I said before that the preload seems to be way too much in my opinion. I still think the same, but I did not shorten it now. I'm just gonna put it the way it was. Since I did not measure the sag on the bike, I would rather just build it the way it was and just measure the sag once I'm done. And if I see that it is really too much preload because I don't have enough sag, then I'm gonna take them out again one by one and just reduce this one. But I need to know where I have to go. So yeah, I should have measured it before. Oh shit situation. Okay, wait.
I like breaking rules, but I don't know which rules.
I need something. I need a tool. Like I'm used to have my tools, you know. I work all the time with tools. I have my tools at work, and here I got nothing. Who are you?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Right, trying to put this little spacer back in. James is gonna help me because I don't have the proper tool, and it's gonna be a tricky situation. This one later. Oh, now you can go. Go, quick! Don't squeeze my hand with it, please. Okay, squeeze it in, push it in. Okay, hold it like that. Yeah. I still have to put that spacer, but I think it's okay like this. Now what you want to do is you want to adjust your top cap here, so the rebound screw. Put it all the way out. You want to have around 3 turns. So all the way out, and then you count 3 turns in. Half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, and I go like 1 click more. So 1 click is half a turn in this case. It's not always the same. It's not always the same. Now you put your top cap back on. Screw it all the way down. It's good that James is holding this because you want to be holding it a little bit so that you can hold it strong. You can tighten it a bit per hand. I think it's rotating. Okay, that should be good. Okay, now you want to tighten everything back together. Tighten the top cap back together. It's all a bit coming out when you turn it, but okay, James is here. James is the man. If you're wondering what's that horrible sound in the back, is we're cleaning carburetors at the same time.
Multitasking.
Multitasking, yeah. That's it. Good. Screw your top cap back in. I'm gonna be tightening it again completely once it's in the bike. And try not to drop the bike this time. I have to put this at the end of the video. If you don't want to see what happened, stick till the end of the video. It's coming soon. You'll see. If you're having a bad day, you're sad, you're depressed, just watch that video till the end. It's gonna make you laugh.
So worth it.
It worked on James. Alright, so now I'm gonna use that little chair from James. So now what you want to do is you're gonna control your rebound screw here. See if you have your 3 turns. Half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. I actually got my extra click here because I did not tighten it enough, but it's all good. It works, not that important. Good, so we're done. One fork is finished, so I'm gonna stop filming now. I'm gonna do the second side to go a little bit faster. I guess stop the video now. It's already 11 o'clock at night, so probably won't have the time to put it back in the bag tonight. So that's gonna be a next time thing. James, you wanna say goodbye?
Ciao!
Ciao!
Ciao, bella! And guys, what's guys in Italian? I don't know.
Whatever. Okay, see you next time, guys. And once again, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn the bell on to get notified every time I put a new video. And yeah, ciao! It's really tight. It's really tight, and I already built everything, and my system here is a bit dodgy. So let's see. I have to smash it. It's working, but it could be that the bag just dropped off the stand. So let me put the stand back in its place. Could really drop.